and biblical worldview training for cultural transformation. We stand on the biblical truth that all human beings, including the unborn, are created in the image of God and are endowed by Him with the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Thank you for standing with the American Family Association.
This is Trivia Friday. The number to call with your question or your answer to a question is 888-589-8840.
The first 6 notes of We've Only Just Begun.
No, you said you weren't going to do that.
I couldn't help it.
Well, don't give me
I'm
any
Sean
of this.
Connery.
Nobody's going to get this, but
There
go
was-
ahead. Keep asking it. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Trivia Friday right here on American Family Radio. Live show today. Tim Wildman here with Ed Vitagliano. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, Tim.
JJ Jasper.
Great to be here. I was not here last Friday. I was in Salina, Kansas with 400 people for the Pregnancy Service Center banquet. Amazing pro-life community there in Salina, and just one of the best events I've ever been to.
Why is that?
The people, there were 400 people crammed into a room that should hold 300.
Super spreader.
Yes. So the energy was there. Everybody was ready to laugh. They were there for a great cause. They didn't have a goal. The Pregnancy Service Center didn't have a goal. There's whatever the Lord brings in. $193,000.
Wow.
raised
Amen.
last Thursday. Yeah,
Amen.
incredible. So the folks were just wonderful. Now I did get stranded in the airport the next day. I was stranded in Wichita for 7 hours. And then
That's a Glenn Campbell song.
Yes, and they put me in a hotel, and they were the only flight to get to Memphis, they had to fly me to Denver to get to Memphis. I'm not as good about geography as you, Tim. When they said we're going to fly you to Denver, Colorado to get to Memphis, I blame Common Core math. That's the only way I could figure it. But I maintained a pretty good attitude and
you
made
did.
it home safely.
So that was a joke from like the Galveston song he had.
Wichita lineman, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, so Trivia Friday it is, also known as
Learning
University.
University.
Learning University's on the air. We're going to ask 3 questions. We're going to each.
3
and we're
questions each. This is impressive.
Yes, absolutely. And then you can call in and answer and or ask. We prefer that you do both. Is this first caller or no?
No, it was last week.
Okay, so you're eligible to get on the air with us today if you've waited 8 weeks between calls, between on-air appearances. You're eligible to be on with us today. The telephone number is 888-589-8840. I said 888-589-8840 is the phone number to reach us here on Trivia Friday on American Family Radio. Can we be seen on the World Wide Web, Ed?
We can be. We can be seen on the World Wide Web, and you have 3 options to do that, folks.
We TikTok in here, or we just
No.
Okay, because we don't
No.
want China to.
Yeah, we don't want China to know anything about us.
Right. So
They
I don't
they
think
don't
they
know
want
already.
to. 3 boring guys. Anyway,
Yeah,
go ahead.
That's right. So you can go to Facebook and search for Trivia Friday. Today's Issues, I'm sorry. That's normally the name of this program. We change things up on Fridays. Go to Facebook, Today's Issues. You can go to YouTube and search for Today's Trivia Friday Live. I'm sorry. Today's Issues Live. I'm confusing myself.
You are.
Or you can just simplify things. And I'll be frank, act like a Christian. Go to a Christian streaming service. That's ours. Streaming.afa.net. Streaming.afa.net. You
All
can
right.
watch us.
And JJ, we have a mystery question.
Mystery question. One of these original 9 questions is the mystery question. If you land on it and answer it correctly, you'll hear this sound. The beloved cowbell.
Cowbell.
That means you win yourself a nice stainless steel AFR tumbler.
Yeah, and we'll tumble it your way.
It'll come a tumbling.
Now, is
Wherever
today
you move.
is today first time callers?
We just went over that.
Did we?
Yeah, we went over that.
Boy, I tell you, old age.
You
is
were
there's a whole lot to that.
You were scratching off your tickets that you got from the gas station, see if you'd won anything.
Or you were reliving your 7 hours in Wichita Airport.
Hey, that's a great place to be stranded, though, by the way. I love Kansas.
All right, so
The
shout,
only other thing is you have
Yeah.
to be 11 years old or older to be on the air with us.
duly noted. All right, go ahead, Ed.
All right, here are my 3 questions. Man, we're rocking and rolling today. For question number 1, the metric system of weights and measures is used by most of the world, a bunch of commies. What name is given to the system we use? It's not called metric. What is it called? And that's, what I'm talking about, pounds, inches, feet, all that kind of stuff. Second question, the word flare is a blend of what 2 words? I bet you didn't know this, folks. You may have to look it up. The word flare
Blair.
is a blend of what 2 words?
Like a solar?
Well, it could be a solar flare or when you shoot up into the air if you're lost in the Alaskan wilderness.
But it's a
It's a
combo.
combination. Yep,
Okay.
Come
combination.
in an airplane to land, you flare right before you land.
Well, there you go. Well, yeah, this is probably there. You're this.
Sorry.
Are we
You
making
can go to
it-
your next
Are
question.
we making it more confusing?
Yeah,
All right.
I was going to make a comment
Fair
that
here.
would have confused. I was confusing myself.
Yeah.
Who knows what happened to our poor students? Third question: what company was the first to mass produce the first handheld mobile phone? What company was the first to mass produce the first handheld mobile phone? And boy, are we glad they did, right? Okay, that's all I've got.
Here's what I've got. Start off with a Bible question. He was Solomon's son being made king of Israel, but instead of heeding wise advice from his elders, he took foolish advice from his young peers, resulting in a revolt that split the nation of Israel. Name him. King David was king, then Solomon was king. I want to know Solomon's son who was made king. Second question, what U.S. president liked to celebrate his birthday by skydiving? What U.S. president liked to celebrate his birthday by
I got a
skydiving?
question.
And don't we all want to do that on our birthday?
Yeah.
Did the Secret Service go with him on that day?
I'll bet you they were. I bet they were.
Out there beside him?
Yeah,
Was
they're
he
not going to leave
parachuted
him
up?
out there,
Right.
hanging,
3 or 4 of them
twisting in the wind.
turning around,
Pun
got their
intended.
guns ready in case somebody parachuted beside him.
That's right.
Take him out.
Yes.
With the sunglasses on.
I think the last time he did it, he was getting on up in years.
You're right.
Good on him. Here's my third question. True or false, in the official rules of the sport cricket,
Mm-hmm.
there's time included to stop and drink tea. Is that true or false? In the official rules of cricket, there is time included to stop and drink tea. True or false?
I know there's time to stop and smell the roses, but I'm
Absolutely.
not sure about
Yeah.
Along the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right, here are my 3 questions. Number 1, what species live on both water and land? What species live?
So they are ambidextrous.
What? What?
I don't
They're
know.
also they're happy-go-lucky.
Yeah, they're right and left-handed, and they can live on water. And
Happy go lucky. Oh, well, I got out of the water. Well, let's make the best of it.
wow, look at this.
Hey.
The umbilical cord's no longer attached, but I can still breathe. This is phenomenal.
So, what species live on both water and land? You understand the question?
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
All right. Second question. You got a presidential question. JJ, I have one. Where is Abraham Lincoln buried? Where is Abraham Lincoln buried? Number 2, what town I'm talking about.
Okay.
Number 3, here's one of my famous Tim's List questions.
Oh,
Ready?
Here we go.
Gotta have them.
YouGov, which is a reputable polling service, surveyed 1,000 American adults, and they found what the most popular ice cream flavors were in the USA. Okay, this is for a tumbler, a free
Ooh.
AFR tumbler. Here are the conditions for the question. Vanilla and chocolate are the top 2, and everybody in the world knows that. Okay, so that's dumbed down for you.
Right.
Vanilla's number 1, chocolate's number 2, and they're very close. I want to know what the top 3 ice cream flavors are for Americans after vanilla and chocolate.
That's a
And
good question.
If you can get the answer to that,
So
correct.
they have to get 3, 4, and 5.
Yep.
Okay. Oh
3, 4,
wow.
and 5. If you can get that correct, then we'll send you an AFR.
Can they look it up?
I don't care. You know, if they want to look it up, that's up to them. Let that
Okay.
be on their conscience.
Dear Baskin Robbins, I'm
Let me-
writing.
But let me ask you this: should this is what we're doing this on the fly? Should I say yes when they get 2 out of the 3, or should I leave it and just say yes or no to getting all 3?
Yeah, I think you should give. I think you should say yes or no.
Okay.
Because, because that's going to
Help the next person.
it'll help.
Pass it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward. Most popular 3 ice creams after vanilla and chocolate for Americans. This is
Because
just
that's all we care about, really.
So we're not talking about
yeah,
pistachio.
Right,
We're
right.
not worried about those Italians. Who
Yeah.
cares about them?
and that's number 18 on the flavor.
Is it really
list.
on
Yeah,
there?
pistachio. Yeah.
Pistachio.
So don't even try that one.
Is it really number 18?
It's not. It's like number 17 or 18 is right in there. I looked at the whole
Way
list.
down. That was my mom's favorite ice cream.
Pistachio.
Yeah, but I wasn't a big fan.
I just, yeah, me neither. But I don't think I've had it, but like once. It's not, but it's not widely available. Pistachio.
Probably because it's number 17 or 18
Duly
on,
noted.
on the list.
All right, let's go, Ed.
All right, we're going to go to Kansas like JJ was all week last week. And Tim is on the line. Tim, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hello from Gossel, America.
From where?
Gossel, America.
Gospel America. Same to you, brother.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means.
Gesundheit.
What does that mean, Tim?
Uh-huh.
Well, Gossel is the town.
Gospel,
okay.
good.
Gospel, Kansas, USA.
Yeah,
Ah,
great.
I get it.
Salute.
Okay.
Kansas, USA.
All right, brother. Brother Tim,
Miles north of Newton.
north of Newton, which is north of Wichita,
Yeah, good area.
After that,
right?
I was in Newton last year, and not only did I get to do some stand-up comedy for a pregnancy center, I got to participate in Man Day, where you could purchase a race car and get out on this track, no helmet, whatever kind of, they had vans and trucks and cars, and race on this racetrack, dirt racetrack, and there's a little bit demolition derby and a little bit racing. And you could shoot guns, and if you didn't have a gun, you could
While you're riding,
rent a gun. No, that was a little different thing. Hatchet throwing. It was called Man Day. For
Good.
food, they had honey buns and several hundred pounds of bacon cooked up. And you'd grab a fistful of bacon and ate a honey bun and walked
What a
around.
sticky
Man
mess.
Day. No, it
So
was
what
awesome.
do you mean it was a little bit racy? Would you go in your bathing suit or something? or
No,
what?
no, racing. A
Racing.
little
Oh,
bit racing.
racing.
Racing, trying to
Racing.
get ahead of the other person, and a tiny bit demolition derby.
Okay, all
Everybody sort of banged into each other without any real regard.
For human life.
Yeah.
All right, Tim. Where are we at with Tim? Ask, answer, or do
Yes.
both?
okay, let's try JJ skydiving.
All right, here's the question, Tim. What U.S. president liked to celebrate his birthday by skydiving?
I believe that was George H.W. Bush.
Yes, sir. Way to start us out.
what age? Was,
George
you know the story
H.
behind that,
Bush.
Tim?
Not really. I just know that he liked to go skydiving. I mean, I think the last time he went skydiving, he was like 90 years old.
Was it that old? I thought 70 or 80. I knew he was not a spring chicken to jump out of an airplane. Pretty impressive.
If you tell your life insurance company,
Here we go.
I'm gonna go skydiving, and I'm 90. You
They're
think
going to say you're not covered.
Can't cancel your policy.
But let's be honest. You go into politics, you're getting rich. That just seems to be so. Does someone like that even have life insurance?
Or
such a
need
cynic,
one?
Ed?
Yeah.
hey, you know how teenagers can be? This is going to be a shock to you guys. Teenagers can be a little bit cynical or a little bit of a smart aleck. Conversation between the
I'm shocked.
dad and the teenage son says something about you have to have a parachute to skydive. The teenage son told his dad, "No, you don't." He said, "Yes, you do." He said, "No, you have to have a parachute to skydive twice."
That's true. That's right. You
All right,
wanna
Tim,
survive.
fire away, my friend.
Okay, how did Gossel get its name?
Here's the deal. There's a little part on a turkey's neck that's called a gosle. Now, that's what you look for. You want them to have impressive feathers, but if they got a gosle dangling and hanging out there pretty good while you're calling them in, the male and the female, and trying to be a good turkey hunter, that's very good. It's a good thing. So Gosel, Kansas, is named after that part
turkey.
on the turkey. That's a really big deal.
I can't get any closer than that. I have no idea. I've never heard the word Gossel.
Might
Well,
be a person.
It's Goessel is the name of the town, and we are one of the original Mennonite immigrant groups that came across in 1874 from Russia, and we live in West Branch Township. And when they wanted to name the town, they just wanted to name it West Branch. The county said that we could not use east, west, north, or south in the name, and so they put their heads together. And when they arrived in New York, they had read about a German vessel ship that was had a captain with the name of Kurt von Gossel that had gone down at sea, and he had gotten all of his passengers off, but he went down with his ship. And so they decided to name the town after him. And a number of years ago, we had a local researcher find out that the Gossel family is still living in Germany, and they found the descendants, and we actually had them here for a celebration.
Really?
Wow, that's a
So
great
that was
way to
really-
honor him and honor the family. Tim, thank you so much for that.
That's
I do have a question though for Tim. Okay. Now I watched this Spider-Man movie, and it talked about the multiverse, and I'm just going to say, in which of those multiverses, Tim, did you think we were going to know the answer to that question? It's a great story. Don't get me wrong.
but
That is a
we
great
had no
story.
shot.
we had
no shot.
less than no shot.
Yeah, I feel a little bit bad about saying it might be something tied to the turkey.
All right, brother Tim, you have a
Thanks,
great day,
Tim.
my friend, there in Gosel,
Kansas.
Kansas.
Hey, we won't forget
So,
the name of the
but
town.
the thing he said, there was Russian
German.
Mennonite immigrants who
Yes.
came over.
It was a
Southern border.
German
But what a
captain.
hero that he got everybody safely off the ship and went down with the ship.
Yeah. All right.
All
You're
right.
listening to Trivia Friday on American Family Radio, and we go back to the phones, Ed.
That's right, to Arkansas, and Becky is on the line. Becky, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Oh, thank you very much.
Becky, where are
Can
you
you hear
from? Where are you from in Arkansas?
Van Buren.
All right.
Nice
I was
area.
through there last week, Becky.
Oh, good.
All right.
I drove.
You were about a mile
go
my
ahead.
house.
I drove
You
from.
were about a mile from
Yeah. Allison, my wife, and I, we drove from Rockwell, Texas to Rogers, Arkansas. So we had to come through there.
Okay.
That's some beautiful countryside
Yes, it is.
where you
Very
live, and
pretty.
then south into Arkansas and Oklahoma.
Yes.
There's nobody out there, hardly. We saw 6 people.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
I was
about.
probably one of those.
Yeah, you waved at me, I think.
Yes, I'm sure I did.
Well, now, Becky, ask, answer, or both. Which one you want to do?
I want to do both.
Okay, which one do you want to answer?
I think I'll answer the one about Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, thank you for being a presidential historian. Okay, so we all know Abraham Lincoln was assassinated tragically in Washington, D.C. at Ford's Theater. But Becky,
Yes.
where did they bury Abraham Lincoln?
He was buried in Springfield, Illinois.
Yes, that's right, Springfield, Illinois. Have you been there?
Yes, I have.
What's there? I mean, what do they have there?
It's not a real large town, but the museum that they have built is wonderful. It's a presidential library there. One side goes with where he was born, the log cabin and everything, and the other side is more the White House. presidential
So you
area.
would recommend it.
Yes, I would.
Oh,
very
that's
much.
good.
Now is it Springfield? Springfield is right in the, almost, isn't it in the middle of Illinois?
Yeah, it's pretty much in the center of the
Yeah.
state.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on my
There
list
you
of
go.
things to do and see. I love American history, and the story of Abraham Lincoln is one of the more remarkable
and
stories.
Also up there,
Go ahead.
there's a little town called New Salem that's connected with Abraham Lincoln as well.
Okay.
And it's
Abraham,
real close there to
Okay.
to Springfield.
Abraham Lincoln used to always say, "A penny for your thoughts," and boy, that came around, that boomeranged and worked out really well for him.
Penny for your thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's on the
How,
penny.
yeah, how
I
that
get it.
worked out. They honored that quote in a really nice way.
All right, Becky, we're ready for your question. Go ahead.
All right. Where in the Bible does it talk about a man washing dishes?
Well,
All right, we're going to talk amongst ourselves here, Becky.
Before we answer, I want to say that no husband has ever been shot while washing the dishes. That is a fact. I don't have the doubt on it.
Little
but you
known
look
fact.
it up. No, you will never
You
see that
read about that in the
reported.
paper?
Never read about it in the paper. No husband was ever shot while doing the dishes.
so what's the question?
All right, where in the Bible does it talk about a man washing dishes? I think
Isaiah,
it's from either Isaiah or Ezekiel, the prophet. God speaking through the prophet says, "As a man wipeth off a dish, so
this is
shall
what
I
I'm
do
gonna
to Jerusalem."
Right.
But I can't. Maybe
in
Ezekiel 25.
You
maybe.
say Ezekiel, I'm going to say
right.
Isaiah.
Ezekiel, yeah, it's total and utter destruction.
Yes.
Every single chapter.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with a man was destroyed by washing dishes.
And when he was,
While he was
after he left the kitchen, he went out in the garage and started working on a wheel within a wheel.
Yes.
All right, what's the answer?
Sure, that's right. The answer is 2 Kings 21:13,
Oh.
and it says, "I will wipe Jerusalem as a man wipeth a dish, wiping it and turning it upside down."
So you had the verse right,
Yeah.
you just didn't have the book right.
Yes.
Didn't have the
Apparently.
address.
So that's so again that's in, you said what First Kings?
2 Kings 21:13 is what I have written.
Yeah.
So that's referencing washing dishes?
Yes.
As a
yes,
man
absolutely.
wipeth the
Wipeth
dish
and
with-
turns it upside down to dry. Hey, Becky, thank you for the good plug for the Lincoln Museum, and thank you for listening
Yeah.
to AFR and for reading your Bible. Good for you.
All right, Trivia Friday it is on American Family Radio. We're going to take our break about a minute earlier than we normally do, and then we'll come back and take
Maybe reset our questions.
reset our questions and have a half an hour of Q&A
So my
with our students.
wife,
Well, an hour.
my wife and
after.
girls said, "Don't tell this joke; it's not funny, and the listeners won't get it." Man calls 911, but I'm going to go ahead anyway. Man calls 911 and said, "My friend got bit by a wolf," and they said, "Where?" And he said, "No, just the regular kind." They said, "Where?" He said, "No, just the regular kind."
Where All right, we're going to take a short time out. We'll be back with more Trivia Friday on American Family Radio.
It's my turn.
Here is your host for My Turn, Don Wildman.
At some time in his life, every person comes face to face with a difficult situation. None of us, regardless of our credentials, are spared of life's trying times. Therefore, any person is richer who has some foundation on which to stand when the storm rages high. How can we best face difficult situations? Well, the first word that's necessary here is dedication. Every person has some basis from which to view life, from which he faces difficult situations. For many, that basis is pure selfishness. What's best for me? What do I want to do? For others, the basis is genuine apathy. They don't care how the difficult situation turns out. But experience shows us that those who best cope with their difficult situations are those who have at the center of their life a genuinely deep and abiding faith in God. Difficult situations aren't near as difficult when a person knows that above all and beyond all is one who can and will guide us in our difficult situations. The author of the 23rd and 27th Psalms was only expressing an attitude shared by countless multitudes. Then the second word which is necessary here is decision. Study your situation carefully. Explore all possibilities open to you. Then make the decision which seems best. It may not be the decision you desire. In many cases, that option will not be open to you, but it will be the best decision possible in a difficult situation, and that's what you're searching for. Most often, our choices in difficult situations will not be between easy and hard decisions, but between hard and harder decisions. That's the reason they're difficult situations. The difficulty comes not so much in having a hard task to do, but in deciding the best way to do it. We can sympathize with a man who had to divide the eggs into 3 categories: small, medium, and large. Well, after 2 days, he quit, crying, "Decisions, decisions, decisions." Prayer needs to be a part of our experience prior to making a decision in a difficult situation. Difficult situations are hard enough in themselves, and certainly they are too hard to attempt without the help of He who has all knowledge. The final word in facing difficult situations is determination. Decision should be followed by action, else it only amounts to indecision. Once you make up your mind to act in a difficult situation, then immediately set the wheels in motion to carry out your decision. Perhaps the most miserable person in the world is the one who continually dwells on indecision. He will make up his mind, but he will not follow his decision with determination. He bounces to and fro, continually torn and twisted because of inaction from fear of wrong action. In facing our difficult situations, we must always be open to new truth, new light breaking in to make the path clearer. But likewise, we must be determined to stay with the highest and best route open to us until that new light breaks. We must be determined to do our best in a difficult situation. In the final analysis, that's all that any of us can do in any difficult situation, our best. And when we have done that, it is good enough.
This has been My Turn with Don Wildman, a production of the American Family Association.
Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." Matthew 19:14.
American Family Radio.
Hello, I'm Mr. Ed. A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is the famous Mr. Ed. Go right to the source and ask.
There you
the
go,
horse.
ladies and
He'll
gentlemen.
give you the answer that
One
you
of the more
need.
popular television shows. Ed was named after that. After that show.
You know your parents love a show when
They name you Ed.
yes.
During the height of the Mr. Ed.
It's a good thing.
Ooh,
Good
Wilbur.
thing I Love Lucy wasn't on at the time, or I'd been named Little
A
Ricky.
boy named Ricky.
Oh, that's your good. Yeah.
All right, Trivia Friday is on American Family Radio. Let's reset our questions and back to the phones we shall go.
Let's
All
do it.
right, here are my 3 questions. First question: the metric system of weights and measures is used by most of the world. What name is given to the system we use? For example, pound, inches, foot,
The
feet.
best one.
Huh? The best. We use the best.
The right
We
one
use
to
the best
Right.
math system in the world.
We're not like those globalists.
Right.
Right.
I'm not gonna
Put your
submit to that.
best 3 meters forward.
See, it doesn't make sense, does it? That's we're doing it right, folks. The word flare is a blend of what 2 words? And I'm talking about like the flare you shoot up in the air if you're lost or something like that. The word flare
There.
is a blend of what 2 words? And then third question, what company was the first to mass produce the first handheld mobile phone? That's what I've got.
Here's what I've got. First question from the Bible. You had King David, and then his son Solomon was made king, and then Solomon's son was made king of Israel. What name him? And I've got a little longer question, but that's the short version. Second question, true or false, in the official rules of the sport cricket, there's time included to stop and drink tea. Is that true or false? And then I'll add one. How many daily tides do coastal people experience? If you live on the coast, how many daily tides do you have?
All right, here are my questions.
High tide, low tide.
High tide,
all
low.
the
How many
rest.
tides do you have?
Yeah. Not anything to do with washing detergent.
Tie-dyed.
I'm talking about our tie-dyed clothing. Yeah, this is your regular tide.
Tied one on, and nothing like that, right? No. All right, so here are my three questions. I'm going to have to add one. One is, first question, what species live on both water and land? We have a name for that. Number two, this is for AFR stainless steel travel mug, or tumbler as some call it. We know that vanilla and chocolate are the top two most popular ice creams among Americans. What's the next three? What's the next three flavors after, and these are pretty far and away the most popular. Everybody got that?
Got it.
Got it.
And finally,
Making me
I'll
hungry.
add a border question. I've been going around our country with asking you, without looking at the map, just by memory. I want you to do this just by memory. What are the border states of said state? All right, this week's state is our home state of Mississippi. So Mississippi is bordered by how many states, and name them. Name the states Mississippi is bordered by. All right, let's go, Ed.
All right, we go to Arkansas, and Rondi is on the line.
You're kidding.
Rondi? No, help me, Rondi. Welcome to the program.
Please don't. Not help me, Rhonda. No.
No, you don't. You're tired of those jokes.
Ed
aren't
couldn't help it. Mr. Ed couldn't help it.
you? Eddie Spaghetti couldn't help it, Rondi.
I heard Tim chuckling back there, so
No.
I got it.
Right. Yes, I did. Help me. I see what Ed did there. I didn't know if you'd get it or not, Rodney. All right. So you got your granddaughter with you?
Yes, sir. Laney's with me. Yes.
Hi,
Okay.
Laney.
Hi.
So, okay, Rondi and granddaughter Laney calling from the great state of Arkansas. Which one do y'all want to answer, Rondi?
Your question about the land and water
Okay.
species.
All right. What species live on both water and land?
Well, we are thinking it's amphibians.
You got it.
Nicely done.
Amphibians. Can you give me two examples of that for an AFR travel
frog.
mug? What?
A frog.
A frog? Wait, hold on. Don't. And let Laney give the second one.
Oh,
You can
an
tell
alligator.
her. Alligator.
Nice.
Is that right? That's right, right? Is alligator?
An alligator, I think, is technically a reptile, but I like the name
I do
Laney,
too.
so
Yes.
Okay. All right, we're gonna send you a travel mug, okay, Laney?
Woohoo!
Nicely done.
That's the excitement we're looking
yeah,
for right
that's
there.
right.
people.
That's the enthusiasm we want to hear.
That's the spirit.
Hey, and another one I'd like to include is the Loch Ness Monster. Now, all I have is grainy photos to back that
the
up.
Loch.
Ness.
Yeah, says the man from Kentucky.
The Loch Ness.
What's the right way to
I
say it?
think-
Loch Ness.
Loch Ness Monster.
Loch means
Yeah.
lake.
Yeah, in Scotland, they always have that kind of hard
You don't,
ending to words.
Right.
Loch.
Loch Ness.
but it is LOCH, JJ. You got that right. So Loch Ness.
And you're going to get hammered by your girls back home.
Oh,
so.
yeah. It's
All
already
right,
happening. They're yelling at the radio.
We're ready. You got that. Amphibians is the correct answer. I don't know about the alligator, but go ahead.
Okay. Oh, we have a question for you.
Okay.
We're ready.
This question comes from Laney. She said, "What state claims to have the most Bigfoot sightings?"
That's not something to be proud of.
I think
But,
that's Arkansas. I really do.
Hold on. It's either Arkansas or I think Oklahoma.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go with California. I mean, we have 50 to choose from. So.
Yeah, I say
But
Arkansas.
Arkansas is probably a good guess
I think
because
that's right.
they're from Arkansas.
Every
but I'm
time
gonna
I
go
ever
with-
saw him, I was in Arkansas.
Yeah. I'm going to go with California. What's the answer, Rondi?
It's actually Washington State.
Washington
State.
Well,
you know,
they
they legalize a lot of drugs up there.
yeah, so that would explain a lot.
I'm just saying, probably a connection there. But you know, in Washington State, they have more Bigfoot sightings, huh? Okay.
Well, it is a lot more forest up there too.
That's right. Hey, thank you both.
Thank you, Rondi.
Hey, thank you for listening to
Stay
AFR.
on the line, Rondi. I'm going to put you on hold, and Robert Youngblood will get your information, and we will send you an AFR travel mug.
Tim, we have
Sure
a
will.
studio audience. Your sweet mom is in the studio watching the show.
Oh, yes.
So now you're going to have to
Yeah.
behave yourself.
She's a mom's 84, right? She'll be 85 in June.
And
right?
she used to be a school teacher, right?
I tell you what we'll do.
School teacher and a basketball
I won't
star.
spring it on her right now, but maybe Mother's Day Trivia Friday, maybe we'll have Mom on.
Oh,
Let
that
her-
would be wonderful.
Let her share
She
the
could
microphone.
start the show by asking your questions.
Yes, that'd be great.
Yeah.
She
maybe we'll
could
do
give
that.
some basketball tips to Caitlin.
All right, Mom,
in Iowa.
I'm gonna get with your agent, Mom. I'm looking at Mom through the glass. I'm gonna get with your agent. We'll book you for being on the show here in a couple of weeks. Trivia Friday it is on American Family Radio. Back to the phones, Ed.
All right, we go to Mississippi, and Haywood is on the line. Haywood, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Good morning, professors.
Hey, good morning, Haywood. How you doing, brother?
If I get any better, I won't be able to stand it.
Hey, that's what I'm talking
That's
about.
good right there.
Where do you live?
Kosciuszko, Mississippi.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Y'all come down here and go to the Natchez Trace Festival this weekend.
Is that this weekend? Okay.
It is. Starts
That would be
today.
fun.
What's going to be one or two things going on there?
Yeah.
All kind of food, arts, entertainment, car shows, a lot going on.
Wow,
Oh,
that's really
that
nice.
is. That's for those. Kosciuszko's in the middle, geographical middle of the state of Mississippi, and they got the Natchez Trace Parkway Festival coming
Yeah,
up this
actually,
weekend.
where Oprah Winfield was,
Winfrey, JJ.
Winfrey was born.
Yeah.
Oprah
Hang
Winfield.
I'm 2 for 2.
Hang in there, buddy.
I'd like to tell you it gets better,
I
but
spent,
that's
too
a
much
lot.
time in Washington State.
All right, Haywood, we are ready, man. You want to ask, answer, or both?
I'd like to do both.
Which one do you want to answer?
I want to answer the Bible question.
Oh, great. Here's the question. He was Solomon's son being made king of Israel, but instead of heeding wise advice from his elders, he took foolish advice from his young peers, resulting in a revolt that split the nation of Israel. You know, because of him, you had Israel and Judah, two separate nations. Name him.
That would be King Rehoboam.
Hey!
Well, are you kidding?
Haywood
Nicely
won the mystery question.
Yeah. Do you know what that cowbell means, Haywood?
I believe it. Thanks. I'll get a mug.
Yes, sir. You won yourself a stainless steel AFR travel mug. Way to go there. That's
Better
really
than getting
good.
the other kind of mug. Like in a mug shot.
Or like when they take your car too.
So,
Get mugged, yeah.
so you remember that in the Bible there, where Rehoboam and Jeroboam and all that was happening, and so Jeroboam they took 10 tribes and left Rehoboam with just 2.
Yeah, it didn't end well for him either.
No, it did not. Well, Haywood, stay on the line after we get through with you, so they'll get your address. But what's your question for us?
Okay, geographic. What is the northernmost Indian reservation in the United States?
Okay, don't say anything, Hayward. We're going to talk amongst ourselves.
It's got to be
Okay.
Alaska.
Guys, there's one in Montana right there on the Canadian border, but you may be right. It might be there's all kinds of Inuits and everybody in Alaska.
Are you including, is this lower 48? Is this everything?
I should have stipulated lower 48.
Okay.
Okay, lower 48. Okay, so.
I know there's one right on the Canadian border,
Do you
right
know-
up from Great Falls, Montana. I don't know if that's going to be the
Do
one.
you
or
know
not.
the name of the tribe?
No, I could do the dance if I was put on the spot. If somebody knows how to play a good drum, I can,
Is JJ right? Is it the one in Montana on the border?
No, it's not.
Okay.
You guys throw out a guess.
Well, I just know that South Dakota has a lot of them. Has a lot of Indian reservation.
I bet you know
Central
what?
Time Zone.
Central Time Zone.
And the border of Canada was changed just for this reservation.
Okay,
Is it Michigan,
it's
maybe?
probably got to be Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Wow.
The peninsula up there.
Yeah.
The finger.
You had the Perez tribe up north pretty high. Hey, we don't know what's the answer, Haywood.
Michigan was close, but it's the Red Lake Band of Chippewa Indians in northern Minnesota.
Oh,
northern Minnesota.
They changed the boundary between Canada and the United States specifically to bring that reservation into the United States.
Well, that's good trivia right there.
Absolutely. And so it's the Chippewa people? I mean, the tribe?
Right. Red Lake Band of Chippewa Indians.
That's
Red
good.
Lake. Wow, that's some deep dive American history right
Sure
there. I
is.
like that. I like that.
Thank you for
Yes,
listening.
sir.
Tell us again the name of the festival in Kosciuszko. That's this weekend?
Yes, the Natchez Trace Festival. It starts today and goes through tomorrow. Beautiful weekend ahead. Y'all come on out.
All right,
brother.
All right,
Great.
stay on the line, Haywood. We are going to put you on hold. Robert Youngblood will get your information, and we'll get you a mug out straight away.
Next up, Ed.
All right, well, let's go to Texas, fellas. Sheila is on the line. Hello, Sheila. Welcome to Trivia. Welcome to Trivia Friday. I always
You
wind
guys
up
are-
with a pirate accent, so I went right to it.
Well, it sounded like Australian to me, but
I started
That's
off.
what he was shooting for.
I
You know what
started off.
Sheila
Right.
means in Australia?
Woman.
Yeah, woman.
Girl.
Yeah. That's right,
Or
girl.
Woman, yeah. That's right.
All right. Well,
and I'm from Shelbyville, Texas.
okay. Where is that if I look at the map?
East Texas, we're about 3 miles from the Louisiana border across Toledo Bend Reservoir.
Okay.
Here, Naka.
Do it, Tim. Help me out. That'll make me feel better.
Nacogdoches?
Yeah, we're about 50 miles from NAC.
Okay. See, that simplified it there. That's,
That's right.
that's the way to go.
Yeah.
But how far from
That's right.
Shreveport are you?
70.
Okay.
How
right.
far
Yeah.
are you from the Red Band Lake Chippewa Reservation?
Oh, about 1,000 or so.
Yeah.
1,200.
That's right.
Give or take.
Long
Give or
way.
take.
Well,
Right.
Sheila, we are ready for you to answer, ask, and both, right?
And both, yes.
Okay. Which question do you want to answer?
About the weights and measures.
All right, here we go, Sheila. The metric system of weights and measures is used by most of the world. What name is given to the system we use?
The imperial system.
The imperial system.
Wow.
Now
Nice.
Sheila, how did you know that?
I had to look it up.
Okay. Well, what, Sheila, do you know that?
Everybody took my other questions,
Well, I understand. What is it? Do you know what is it when you looked it up? What does it say the history is behind that? Do you know? Just in a synopsis.
I didn't read into it.
It
I
was
just
Okay.
It was
Got the
because it
answer.
came from the British, and it was
Right,
when
that's
they
what
and
I
when
was
they
thinking.
had an
Imperial.
empire, the British Empire.
So
So
it's
it was
called-
the imperial system that was used throughout the empire.
Yeah.
And of course, we were a
Right.
part of that, and then won our independence.
This morning I was sipping on a liter of coffee and thinking about that very thing.
Well,
a leader.
I know. It just sounds wrong to me. Sheila, does anybody know anywhere in the world that uses our imperial system? I don't even think the Brits do. Do they?
I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't know if they've converted to the
That
metric.
is a good question. I'll have to Google that.
I heard somebody say a lot of reasons why, all the teachers told us we were going to change back when I was in school. But then one satire writer said it'll never change because of this. All of our sayings, put your best foot forward, a miss as good as a mile. And they put the metric version in it. It was just all goofed up.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like football with yards. If you start saying all that other, how many yards
Absolutely.
they ran.
Well, which countries use the imperial system? Only 3 countries: the U.S., Myanmar, and Liberia. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
The UK,
Wow.
the UK must have converted.
We don't need to move, guys. Let's stay right here in the good old USA.
Well, either that or move to Myanmar or somewhere. All right, Sheila, we're ready. Bring your question forth.
Okay, my question is, what was the first band name of the Bee Gees?
The first band name of the Bee Gees, of course, the Bee Gees were the popular brother singing as a trio. But
Staying Alive, Saturday Night
the
Fever.
Gibb brothers.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
I wish them boys could have sang higher. I mean, falsetto, that's one thing, but I just wish they all didn't sound like that doo-wop guy with a deep bass voice.
they didn't have a bass.
Right.
There wasn't a bass in their family. I tell you that.
Sheila, do you know they
Okay,
actually say
Yeah.
when you're doing chest compressions on somebody who's fallen out that if you'll hum, I'm not making this up, staying alive,
right?
That's the right amount of times that you're pushing it on their chest to keep somebody going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard that the other day.
Yeah. All right.
Tim,
Well, let's-
Tim's not convinced.
It is true because
Yeah. Is it true?
we
It is true.
we have free CPR classes here, Sheila, at AFA and AFR, and there's no telling how many people have gone through it. I've gone through it a couple of occasions, and they said that same thing.
You don't
staying
want to be
alive.
humming a polka. Yeah, that person's not going to make it.
And,
You're going that slow.
Then you ask the person you're trying to resuscitate, do you see John Travolta? Tell me you see John Travolta.
Sheila, or no, we're supposed to answer it. What their name used to be besides
Okay, it's the
BG?
Bee Gees. So I think it's
maybe the Gibb brothers.
Yeah, let's go with the Gibb brothers.
That sounds reasonable.
There we go.
That's
what
our
we're going-
guess, Sheila.
Okay, well, no, they were in 1955 when Barry was 9 and the twins were 6. They called themselves the Rattlesnakes.
The rattlesnakes.
Huh.
Right?
That sounds like something a bunch of boys would say.
Yeah. Bee Gees, that was a pretty good
So
little
where did they
fit.
get Bee Gees from, though?
It's the initials, Barry's initials, Barry Gibb, and their one of the guys that promoted them. What was his name?
So it did have
Bill
something.
Gates. His name was Bill Gates.
Okay, brothers Gibb. I mean,
Right,
that's what
and
you
Brothers Gibb. Yes.
No, Gibb.
Yeah.
I said Gibbs brothers.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, you got to.
I'm sorry to
You got the
disappoint you.
words. Got the words reversed.
Sorry to
Hey,
disappoint.
thanks, Sheila. Thank you for
Yeah,
listening
thank you,
to AFR
Sheila.
there in Texas, and have a great weekend.
All right.
Wow, Tim, your eye roll was epic. Folks, I wish you could have seen that. The eye roll, the disappointment.
There was a hair that was split
Yeah,
right down the
that was
middle.
a Barney Fife moment for
Trivia
for
Friday
Ed.
it is on American Family Radio. Trivia Friday it is on AFR. Let's repeat our questions, gentlemen.
All right, and I'll have to add one. I have had one finally answered.
You had one, Ed.
Yeah, I had one. I got in this game, fellas. The word flare, I'm talking about like a flare you shoot up in the air. The word flare is a blend of what two words? Second question. What company was the first to mass produce the first handheld mobile phone? Now remember, the key is mass produce. The first handheld mobile phone. What company was the first? And I'm going to ask a third question.
What Toyota?
What's that?
Not Toyota.
No, it's not.
I just want to get that out of the way.
Yes, that we scratched that right off the list. I'm going to give you a sports question, folks. This one's pretty easy. So what NFL quarterback has thrown the most touchdown passes? What NFL quarterback has thrown the most touchdown passes?
Here's what I've got. First question, true or false. In the official rules of the sport cricket, there is time included to stop and drink tea. You have a tea time. Is that true or false?
It's also a golf term.
Second.
Tea time?
Oh,
Tea
that's
time.
right. Different kind of tea.
Yeah, different
You
sport
drink
altogether.
those kind of teas, they'll get stuck in your throat.
Yeah.
And somebody will need to be humming the Bee Gees.
Stay
while they're
alive.
trying to keep
Stay
you.
alive.
All right, here's what I got. Second question. How many daily tides do coastal people experience? If you live on the coast, how many tides a day are there? Third question.
What about if you don't live on the coast?
Yeah, it really
How
does.
many
The
tides?
river, yeah, you look out there at a pond in your backyard.
That's
there's
what I'm
never
saying.
gonna
Or
be
a
any
losh.
there. Yeah, if you post a where that Loch Ness monster lives. You guys learned me something today. I hope I hadn't said it too many times over the years on the radio. It really
J.J.
does
Jasper,
come up.
ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Owensboro, Kentucky, public school system, circa 1974.
Hey, somebody said you don't see as many pictures of UFO or the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
Now that everybody has a cell
cell
phone,
phone.
you got those 4 grainy pictures that have
Right.
been circulated since the 1960s. All right, third question. I'm going to add one. What was the 4-letter name of Thailand before 1949? And I did not say Thailand for Tim and Ed. What was the 4-letter name of Thailand before 1949?
Thailand. Over there by Vietnam. Or somewhere over there.
Yeah, I was sitting there eating them jalapeno peppers thinking about Thailand. I want to go there someday.
Yeah, you got to fly right over. How are you?
I live in Illinois, but one day I'd like to go to Thailand, look for that Loch Ness monster while I'm eating jalapeno peppers.
All right, I got 2 questions. All right, so this is for an AFR stainless steel travel mug right here, people. All right, you got to answer this question. Okay, we know that vanilla and chocolate are the 2 most popular ice creams for Americans.
We do now.
Yes.
I didn't know that till you said it.
Really?
Yeah, you want to assume a lot of things, but you get in trouble assuming things.
Vanilla and well, yeah, you do, and that's as far as we're gonna go with that one. So vanilla and chocolate, right?
Right.
The top 2 flavors that Americans love. After that, what are the next 3? And I'm making this challenging because
that's a hard question.
That's worth a tumbler.
So after vanilla's number 1, chocolate's number 2. Now they're close, but after that, what are the top 3 ice cream flavors that Americans love?
Now, you keep saying Americans. You think people are going to be thinking about German ice cream eaters? Or
well,
from France.
In other countries, other things may be more popular. I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
You got
in Italy, it's spumoni.
Spumoni, that's the one I was thinking about.
It's like lasagna flavored ice cream.
Lasagna flavored.
Yeah.
All right, my second question. This is okay, and this is you need to answer this one without looking it up. You got to look this up. Then, you need to study more. Okay, I want to know what the states are that border Mississippi. Without looking it up, what are the states that border Mississippi? Okay. All right, let's go back to the phones, Ed.
All right, we go. Well, looky here.
Looky
we go
here.
To North Carolina, and Todd is on
There's
the phone.
our buddy.
Todd, that's how I know it's been 2 months. Welcome back to Trivia Friday.
Well, thank you very much. It's always good to be on with you guys.
Hey, Todd, Seagrove, right? Where's Seagrove?
Seagrove is in the southern part of Randolph County. People probably know, if they know North Carolina fairly well, they know of Asheboro and Randleman as probably being the 2 most well-known cities, in Randolph County. But technically where I live is in northern Moore County. I'm in an area where if you do still have a landline, you have the prefix. Oh, I hear the music.
Yeah, you hear the music, but that doesn't mean it's the end of your life, Todd. It means that.
No, I know, exactly.
It means we got to take a break right here. Okay.
All right.
All right, we're going to take a break right here. That was dark humor, and I want to apologize right there.
That was dark?
Well, I don't know. You hear the music.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
I'm getting.
All right, we'll take a break right here, and then Brother Todd from Seagrove, I said Seagrove, North Carolina, will be with us, and we'll Q&A.
But it is a 5-minute break. Todd, you continue describing exactly where you live, and when we come back, you should be finished.
And don't be hearing the music during the break, okay?
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast may not necessarily reflect those of the American Family Association or American Family Radio.
faith, family, freedom. American Family Radio.
At one time, there was one expressway to get urgent information. Aren't you glad for modern technology? Today, AFA Action Alerts can reach you in seconds with up-to-the-minute information that allows you to take action. These days, seconds can mean the difference between keeping our families safe or losing precious Christian freedoms. Sign up for Action Alerts today at afaaction.net.
This is American Family Radio, a listener-supported ministry of the American Family Association.
American Family News, I'm Rusty Pugh. The so-called hush money trial against former President Donald Trump has resumed today in New York City. The former president, again, claims the case is politically motivated.
It should be over. The case is over. You heard what was said, and the case should be over. But you'll have to make that determination. I think we have a judge that will never allow this case to be over in a positive way. He's highly conflicted.
The U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments yesterday on former President Trump's claim of presidential immunity from prosecution in the election interference case against him. This is Trump's attorney, Will Scharf.
Yeah, we were certainly optimistic coming out of the Supreme Court yesterday. They seem to be taking this issue of presidential immunity, the scope of presidential immunity, very, very seriously, and they seemed very receptive to our arguments that without a robust presidential immunity for a president's official acts in office, the presidency itself as an institution could be absolutely crippled, and we wouldn't have presidents able to take the sort of decisive action that the Constitution intended because of this fear of political prosecutions after they leave office.
A conservative activist says Donald Trump's attorneys have shown no inclination to legally challenging a New York judge who continues to keep him off the campaign trail. Chad Groening has more.
Once again, the former president was forced to spend the day trapped in a New York courtroom while Joe Biden was free to campaign. And the presiding judge still has not ruled on the prosecutor's request to sanction and fine Trump over social media posts they say violate a gag order in the hush money trial. And there has been some suggestion that the former president should even face jail time for violating the gag order. As we reported on AFN, former House Speaker Newt Gingrich has expressed his deep concerns about the case and thinks there has to be some way to reach out to the Supreme Court. Gary Bowers, chairman of the Campaign for Working Families. He says this is something that is hard to fight back against.
So I've asked the same question. Can a judge in one state force a presidential candidate to stay in the courtroom? But the Supreme Court's not going to take that case on unless somebody brings the case. And for whatever reason, Donald Trump's attorneys have not brought the case. So there must be some concern that they have.
And Bauer says there is a question of Trump deciding to unilaterally ignore the judge and go campaign.
Just Trump saying, no, I'm not going to be there. I'm going to some other state. Well, what if he goes into another state that's controlled by the Democrats? Pennsylvania's got a Democrat governor, a Democrat attorney general, and I have no idea whether they would try to arrest him if he went into one of these other states.
I'm Chad Groening.
Anti-Jewish, pro-Hamas protests at colleges and universities around the country aren't slowing down, despite hundreds of arrests. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise says universities allowed this to happen.
I think most people in America are disgusted by what they're seeing on these campuses. And it started by the way they brew their own hatred. A lot of these professors are teaching the hatred in the classroom. They don't make their Jewish students feel safe. It shows you what the school's priorities are. They will not protect their Jewish students. The anti-Semitism is allowed. It's growing.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken has met with China's president in Beijing.
The meeting between Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Chinese President Xi Jinping was at times contentious over global issues. But Secretary Blinken says some progress was made, telling reporters that not only have the U.S. and China resumed direct military-to-military communications, the two nations are cooperating on another front.
I'm pleased to announce that earlier today, we agreed to hold the first U.S. PRC talks on artificial intelligence to be held in the coming weeks.
The U.S. wants China to do more when it comes to stemming the flow of chemicals used to make fentanyl, and also discussed China's maneuvers in the South China Sea and its support for Russia in the invasion of Ukraine. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
The U.S. stock market is heading toward its first winning streak in the last four. The S&P 500 rose 1.1% today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 130 points, and the NASDAQ Composite gained 2.1%. More news available online at afn.net and download the AFN mobile app. I'm Rusty Pugh.
Transgenderism, critical race theory, and evolution. Is your child or grandchild ready to face these and other issues on campus? Hi, I'm Kirby Anderson with Probe Ministries and Point of View. You know, many Christians leave the church after they graduate, but they don't have to graduate from God. That's why we have the Mind Games Camp this year, June 16 to 22nd, a week of presentations, role play, as well as fun at camp. Sign up today at probe.org and help them meet these challenges to their faith.
This is Trivia Friday. The number to call with your question or your answer to a question is 888-589-8840. Now, back to more Trivia Friday.
Welcome back to Trivia Friday. We got 24 and a half more minutes of education to distribute. And joining us from Seagrove, North Carolina, is our good buddy Todd. Todd, ask, answer, or both, my friend?
I would like to do both.
Which one do you want to answer?
JJ's true or false question.
All right, here's the question. In the official rules of the sport cricket, there's time included to stop and drink tea. Is that true or false?
That's true.
It is 100% true.
Todd.
Nicely done, Todd.
Todd, you know your cricket, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Quite sure.
You know, they have a wicket. It looks a little bit like baseball. They have a bat. They have a pitcher. Then it starts to get a little confusing. When I was in India or Bangladesh, I forget which, everybody was like so excited about the cricket match.
Yeah.
But the crazy part about it is it's played over 5 days, a minimum of 6 hours a day for 5 days. And then they stop in the middle of the match and have tea time. What do you do, people, for a job that you can say, hey, I'm not going to be in next week.
Going to a cricket match.
Going to go to a cricket match. It's going to last 5 days. How do you have the money for tickets, concession meals for breakfast, lunch, and supper? I mean, I've got a lot of questions. But I did bring back a cricket bat. Listen, taking the belt out when your kids misbehave, nothing. When I come out with that cricket bat, everybody stands at attention and they do exactly what you say.
All right, Todd, go ahead, fire away, brother.
All right. Well, I have a Bible question. I don't want to disappoint you because I know you always expect a question.
I bet you got a Bible. You got a Bible, Old Testament.
You never disappoint us. He's been coming with New Testament questions ever since you said that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Which is it, Todd?
Well, I do have New Testament. It should be one that you should be able to get. Yeah. But tell me the names of the 7 churches of Revelation.
Oh, the 7 churches of Revelation.
We've got Laodicea.
Okay, Laodicea. Okay, I'm going to write these down.
Yeah.
Laodicea, Smyrna,
Philadelphia, Georgia.
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
Freedom. I got word association going on here.
Brotherly love.
Philadelphia. What about not Thessalonica?
No. Laodicea, Smyrna, Philadelphia. This is to Ephesus. Ephesus is one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not much.
Ed's doing getting one for the team.
Yes, he is.
It's
going to take us a while to get to 7. Go ahead, Todd.
Todd, has Ed missed one?
You got 3 of the 7.
All right.
Okay. That's a 40.
What? Go ahead.
Ephesus isn't one of them?
Test.
Yes.
Okay, we got 4 out of 7.
Well, we got 4 out of 7, right?
Hey, go ahead and give us the answer.
I'd have to sit and make my way through.
We don't have time for that,
and we don't have time for as slow as my mind works.
Todd, what's the answer? What are we missing? To read the 4 that you.
Okay.
I got Laodicea, Smyrna, Philadelphia, Ephesus.
All right. Well, I'll just go ahead and give the 7 in order that they're given in Revelation. It's Ephesus, Smyrna, Pergamos, Thyatira, Sardis, Philadelphia, and Laodicea.
We were going to name one of our babies Thyatira because you want to name them
Thyatira?
Yes, because you want to name them Bible names.
Yeah.
If at all possible. And it would be they'd be the only one in the class to be named that. It wouldn't matter. No, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. Good luck getting a date with that name. Who are you going
Hey,
to pick
listen,
up for the prom?
I couldn't get dates, and my name was Ed.
Hey,
What'd you say?
Would you say Chakalaka?
Hey, Todd, thank you. God bless you,
Yeah.
buddy. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for listening to AFR.
No,
always
what?
good
What?
questions
Hey, what?
from
was-
Todd.
that?
Tigra.
Okay. What did you write him down? What he said?
Thyatira is one. Another one.
You can also get that at the pharmacy.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you
I
can
don't
have that
care what's ailing
medication
you.
if you have problems with your Thyatira.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, you guys embarrass me. You know, sometimes.
Well, you just got done saying one of the 7 cities in the
Yeah.
was Chakalaka.
Yeah. Planet Superman went to. Think about it.
Planet that Superman was.
No, what I was going to say was that's a serious question
That's
about the
right.
scripture.
It is.
And
Yeah.
you don't
Sardis
wanna,
was
I didn't
another
want to make fun of the Bible.
Right.
Right. Good.
So seemingly
good.
make fun. We weren't doing that, but I
Right.
want people to know that. That's a
Right.
very good
Good.
question.
We were making fun of ourselves.
Yes, that's a
not
very
the
good
Bible.
question by Todd, and we appreciate him calling.
He
in.
always has.
Oh,
good
really
questions.
good.
All right, I say we repeat our questions, and we don't have to do it anymore today.
First,
So-
last time
Okay.
today.
All right, the word flare. Now I'm talking about a flare you shoot up in the air. The
Uh-huh.
word flare is a blend of what 2 words? Second question, what company was the first to mass produce the first handheld mobile phones? And then third question, I thought this would be pretty easy, but nobody's taken a shot at it. What NFL quarterback has thrown the most touchdown passes?
Here's what I've got. 2 questions remaining. Number 1, how many daily tides do coastal people experience? How many daily tides do coastal people experience? Little hint here. I assumed it would be 2. High tide, low tide. The answer is not 2. So
Oh, okay.
I learned something.
Yeah,
And
I
I
was
don't
thinking-
live on the coast, obviously. The next question, what was the 4-letter name of Thailand before 1949? What was the name of Thailand before 1949? Tim's thinking he's a geography.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Geography, but all right. Here's my questions. Number 1, there was a survey done of 1,000 adults in the U.S., and the most popular ice cream flavors are vanilla number 1 and chocolate number 2. For an AFR stainless steel travel mug, I need to know what are the next 3 most popular ice cream flavors after vanilla and chocolate. What are they? Number 2, without looking, name the states that border Mississippi. Name the states that border Mississippi. I've been having border questions the last few weeks, and today I decided to pick my home state. So there you go. Back to the phones, Ed.
All right, we're going to go back to Kansas, and Earl is on the line. Earl, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hello. I remember stumping you guys a couple of years ago, but I don't want to rub salt in the wound.
All right, Earl, let's see. You stumped us with what question? What was the question? You remember it?
Oh, yeah, I do. But
Go.
Wolfman Jack's real name.
Oh, what was Wolfman? I remember that question. What was
I
Wolfman?
remember him
Jack's-
out of Nashville.
He's out of Chicago.
I got an interesting one for you
Oh,
here
you're
this
joking.
time.
Hold on a second,
Let's,
Earl, stop. Just a minute. Hold on. Let's get this straight, because you may be right. Wasn't
got a
Wolfman
phone bill
Jack?
to pay here.
What do you? What do you say?
He's got a phone bill to pay.
Oh, now it's cell. You got.
He's on minutes. He still has a flip phone.
Okay, we got
All
a
right.
cell phone plan.
All right, go ahead, Earl.
Oh. Well, since you guys know everything there is to know about the old Los Angeles Rams fearsome foursome,
Mm-hmm.
courtesy of Casey Kasem, I came up with a little trivia fact here. One of the linemen used to moonlight on the side as a singer, and it's a 2-part question. And the other part of the question would be his backup band. After the Hall of Fame lineman gave up the music industry, his backup band continued, and they became rather famous. So I was wondering who the
Are you
you
talking
think his
about
lineman was?
Okay,
and
the you talking about
Who was
the
backup man,
you talking about the fearsome foursome for the LA Rams, the defensive lineman?
yeah.
Okay, you talking about Deacon Jones, Merlin Olsen, I think Fred Dreyer.
No, he came later.
He came later.
Rosie Greer.
Rosie Greer.
Rosie Greer.
And then it changed.
Burt
It was-
Lancaster. Wasn't he?
No, but you had some actors. The one you mentioned was on Little House on the Prairie.
Fred Dreyer actually went
Olsen.
into
Merlin
acting
Olsen.
when he got done. The Fearsome Foursome, they did change. Coy Bacon was added. It depended on what year you're talking about.
Yeah.
But the only one I think might have been a singer would be Rosie Greer.
That's what I think.
That'd
Rosie
be the only
Greer.
one that I could possibly. I don't think Deacon Jones sang.
And his backup band, a little known fact, they were the Bee Gees, and they went on to have a pretty okay career.
After they split up. It was a sad story.
All right, how
Split
close
up.
are we, Earl?
Behind the
Okay, here's the deal. Here. You got him. He was the first one you mentioned, Deacon Jones.
Really?
Yeah.
He was a singer?
He was also a pastor.
Evidently, he tried. So
Okay.
I don't know how many years he tried, but
He was. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So Deacon Jones, and then his backup band, they continued. And do you have any guess who they might have become known as?
Absolutely not.
Bill. Well, what happened was right there. Bill Monroe took his band from him. You know, Bill
Blue
Monroe
Moon over Kentucky.
bluegrass. It was bluegrass.
Right.
For Deacon
I could
Jones.
throw a song or two at you, like they had Me and Baby Brother, Summer.
You better tell us
The
the
World
answer.
is a Ghetto.
That one-hit wonders.
Oh, what?
Nope.
All right, what was it?
Those were some of their hit songs. Their most famous would probably be Low Rider.
Oh, War?
Cisco Kid. War. That's a,
Wow.
Wow.
Tim.
Yeah.
I'm just constantly amazed.
Right.
Now, feel free to double check me or whatever, just to make sure, so you can, discredit me next.
For those who weren't paying attention, War is the name of the band he's talking
Right.
about.
And he said about fact checking, we're trying to be easy on that because they called Noah a conspiracy theorist. And then later, his fact checkers all drowned.
All right. Thank you, Brother Earl. Appreciate you calling. Next up, Ed.
All right, we go to Tennessee, and hey, Ed is on the line.
There we go.
Ed, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hello, man. Glad to meet you.
Thank you, Ed. Appreciate it. Glad to meet you.
Good to have you back. Ask, answer, or do both, Ed.
Well, I'll go with both.
Which one you want to answer?
Well, the cell phone question.
All right, here it is, Ed. What company was the first to mass produce the first handheld mobile phones?
Motorola.
Motorola. 1973.
Your dad worked for them, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He worked on missiles to blow people up, but there were other divisions that did things.
Your phone can
Hey,
blow
I
up.
need another tumbler for my wife. How about a tumbler?
A tumbler? Hey.
Yeah, I got one about 2 months ago. I answered about the young presidents.
All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do.
we're gonna do.
Ed, and I just want our listeners to know this is not because I think you have a great name. All right, but Haywood,
That's part of it.
Haywood earlier on the program answered correctly on the mystery question, but I see on my computer our screener says Haywood would like to give the mug back to someone else. He already has one, so we're going to send it to you for your wife.
You can thank Haywood.
Oh, no. Well, thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
You are. You're welcome.
Ed.
Hey,
so-
Motorola, people that will remember when they first came out with radios, all these businesses, they had CBs and things that were Motorola. They were,
okay.
they were
I didn't know that.
industry
Ed, did you have a Motorola phone?
No. I'm kind of primitive. I just have a little flip phone and no television, so we're living here in the hills of Tennessee, back in the woods.
All right.
So you don't need technology much.
No.
All you needed was another mug, tumbler.
Yeah.
So
I said, no, I'm set to go.
Yeah. Hey, and don't you feel embarrassed by that. When revenuers are after you, Ed, you have to do what you have to do. You have to live off the grid. We're not going to judge you for that.
Hey, Ed, make sure you stay on the line. I'll put you on hold when we're finished on air with you so we can get your information and send you a tumbler. What's your question for us?
Okay, here's the question. What was the pen name of Mary Ann Evans, a great English novelist of the 1800s?
Agatha Christie?
No, the pen name. No, it wasn't.
Well, don't act like that. Don't act like that's just out in left field, Ed. Agatha Christie probably sold more novels than anybody in the world.
Novels.
No, you idiot.
You were dismissed at hand.
All right, Ed.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know, Ed.
At least Tim.
I sure don't know.
He put his best meter forward.
I'll give you a clue. She wrote the book Silas Marner.
Silas
Marner.
Silas Marner. I don't know.
Yeah.
Silas Marner. She's open for the Bee Gees.
No, Silas Marner.
She was one of the fearsome foursome of the Los Angeles.
I'll tell you the name here is George Eliot. Her pen name was George Eliot.
Man.
Oh, okay.
That transgender junk got started way back then.
Her pen name to a male name.
So she could get published.
That's
probably.
right. Probably all the women's discrimination back then.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, right,
thanks,
yeah.
buddy.
That's
Stay on the line so we can get your wife that mug.
You do have a mailing address
Haywood.
right there.
Yeah, I think he
Ed,
does.
you have an address we can send this mug to, right?
We put you on hold, Ed.
You can answer that.
I already put him on hold.
Yeah,
Okay.
he can still hear.
So Robert Youngblood will get your information, and then we'll get your wife a mug, so you guys don't have to fight over the coffee mug.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
You're sitting there in the morning drinking a couple of liters of coffee. You don't need to be bickering.
Right. No. There are much more important things to discuss.
All right, let's go back to Mississippi,
Okay,
and
do
Rick
that.
is
Okay.
on the line.
Okay.
Rick, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Rick. Where are you calling from?
Sounds like the ocean.
Right now, Port Gibson.
He's driving down the road. Port Gibson. Port Gibson. Port Gibson on the coast, right?
little north of there.
Did you say Port Gibson or Fort Gibson?
I said Port.
Port, yeah,
P-O-R-T,
Port.
Gibson.
Port. Yeah. So how far is that from the coast?
Probably 250 miles, just south of Vicksburg.
Oh, a port on the river.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't know. I should have known that, being a native Mississippian. Go ahead, Rick. Ask, answer, or both.
I'll try both.
Okay. Which one do you want to answer?
I'll answer the flare question.
Here we go,
All
Ed.
right.
This has been hanging around for an hour and 20
It
minutes.
has. The word flare is a blend of what two words, Rick?
Flaming arrow.
What is it?
Flaming arrow.
Flaming arrow.
No.
It's not even one of them?
That was a guess.
That was a good guess.
Flame is correct. I'll give you that part. Flame is correct.
If you
but
just guessed, that was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a guess. Flaming. So flaming arrow is not it, but flaming is.
Flame is
Flare.
one of the words.
But that was a great guess.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Rick, what's your question for us?
It's a riddle.
All right.
Tim's ready.
All right. A bear hunter decides to go bear hunting. He pitches his camp, hikes a mile south, doesn't see anything, hikes a mile west, kills a bear, hikes a mile north back to camp. What color bear did he kill?
What kind of bear did he kill?
Yeah.
What color bear did he kill?
Something
color?
about the North Pole, maybe a polar bear or something.
Well, you got.
Man,
I'm going to say it was white. It was a polar bear.
We're gonna
Something
go-
about him just going south, west, north. He's back at camp. He didn't go east. I don't know. Some way in there.
We're going to say white bear.
Yeah, we'll go with
White.
polar bear. I'll go with JJ. He has pretty good instinct on these things.
JJ is correct. It wouldn't have mattered if he went east or west, but when he got back to camp going north, it had to be at the North Pole.
That's what I thought. I kind of thought it was going to be a North Pole thing.
What good are compasses, really? When that can happen to you right there by no fault of your own.
I still don't understand why
okay.
it's polar.
GPS. If Siri, if you
I'll
heard
explain it to you later.
recalculating as many times as I have when I've been driving, it would make it easier.
Rick,
to get
that's
the
a great,
riddle.
great riddle, my friend. I have to remember that one. Thank you very much.
Have a great
Rick,
weekend.
from
there.
Port Gibson, Mississippi, which is just south of Vicksburg.
Okay.
On the river there. You're listening to Trivia Friday on American Family Radio. Back to the phones, Ed.
All right, we go to Tennessee, and Detlef is on the line. Detlef, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. It's fantastic to attend a learning institution that doesn't display flags and maps and demonstrations for countries that never existed.
Learning University. Welcome to Learning
Yes.
University, Detlef.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. And you are from where?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis. Okay.
I could tell by your accent it was from Memphis.
You're in Memphis. All right, Detlef, go ahead. Ask, answer, or both. Which one you want to do?
I actually was going to re-answer the metric question.
Okay.
The caller earlier said it's the Royal Imperial System. Basically, it's actually not. It is the U.S. customary system, which is based on the imperial system, but not synonymous. Their measurements are different than ours.
Oh, that's great
all right. Wow.
clarification. Thank
Okay.
you.
And what countries is that used in?
What countries?
Yeah, you're talking about the what we call the imperial.
That's the British. System.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but the American system of yards and feet and inches and things like that. That's not the imperial system. That doesn't originate
Just
with that.
based on it, he said.
No, they may have the same
origins.
The same pronouns for like gallons and yards, but the measurements are not identical.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice to know.
I got you. Well, we're right. America's still right on that.
And what we use, you mean?
What we use. I'm sorry, the British, couldn't adapt.
Yeah, it's based on it. It's based on
we
it.
can't solve the world's
All right, hey,
problems.
we're almost out of time. Detlef, what's your question? Did you want to answer another question or ask? We're almost out of time.
Now, I'm going to ask you one.
Okay.
What is the national language of India that everybody speaks or understands?
Wow.
It's English, isn't it?
I should know this. I've been to your country twice. Flew into New Delhi and been to
I've been to Memphis.
Hyderabad.
I've been to Memphis many times.
No, I've been to India. A
Oh,
or
beautiful
is it
country, spicy food.
Is Sanskrit? Is that a spoken language? Anyway,
Let's say Sanskrit.
I think you.
It's Hindi. I'm going to say Hindi.
Okay.
If that's your final answer?
Yes.
No.
Is it English?
It is not. And according to the India Constitution, it is Hindi. However, less than 80% of the population speaks it. They have 280 some dialects. And in effect, they don't have a national language.
Wow.
So my question was to the person that taught me that, well, how do you guys communicate? English. What did you do before the British got their sign language? Now you know why it's an underdeveloped country.
Oh,
well,
I'll be.
The English is a big language over there because of British
Yes.
colonization. All right, we got to.
Hey,
Thank you,
Detlef, thank you
Detlef.
so much. We gotta run. Okay. The word flare is a blend of two words, flame and glare. And Tom Brady is the NFL quarterback who has thrown the most touchdown passes.
How many daily tides do coastal people experience?
That's a good question. I don't know.
4.
Wow.
I'm amazed. I have to get the backstory on it. What was the 4-letter name of Thailand before 1949?
Siam.
Siam, and Dr. Seuss named it.
The 3 most popular ice cream flavors after vanilla and chocolate.
I'm going to say
Strawberry.
chocolate chip, mint chocolate chip, and butter pecan.
Cookies and cream, strawberry, and chocolate chip.
Wow, you got
Nice.
The states
Strawberry.
that border Mississippi are Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Alabama. And, of course, the Gulf of Mexico, but that's not a state. All right, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Monday.
We live in a day when America